Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild and we are here in my small little Let's Play world. People, I have to say that I'm very sorry. This week will be problematic for us. I cannot promise you any videos. I will try to keep up my Space Engineer schedule, but I think I will not have time to for personal reasons, I will not have time to really think of anything. I will do another tour of my world here. We will not see everything, but I hope that I at least can keep up my schedule and give some of the new guys that we have on the channel, the opportunity to again take a look what I have here, what is up with this world, and what I'm thinking when I'm building stuff like this. We will start at the first base. Let me say again that I'm very sorry for that. It's just not possible at the moment. So when I came here, I immediately identified a bug. The older viewers will know that these normally should be Gatling turrets and not missile turrets. So one thing I want to see is, what do they have in their inventory? Nothing. Normally they are filled up with ammunition. So this definitely changed. Yeah, I started this world out as a world with a big red or a crashed big red ship. There seem to be more things that are up. And somewhere here was the impact crater of the ship. I removed the ship out of the hole and then parked it below the asteroid for the longest time and started to dig myself into the asteroid. I started with this room here. Let me go in the... okay, I know. This is missing because of cleanup work. There is constant problems with FPS in this game, and I needed to clean up my world, and pistons and all that stuff vanished in that effect. So I dug out this room just to have a small room to stay in, recharge my batteries. I could do that, by the way. It seems that the energy draw is a lot higher at the moment. I don't know why, but I constantly have to go to a seat and replenish my energy. I'm not sure. I dug that out and was not satisfied with it, so I started to dig down, cleaned out more of the room and started to dig into the kind of new base. Problem is, it is closed down there, so we will have to go into that another way. This is a way I built later. It leads to the other side of the the asteroid, where our garden is. We will go into that in a bit. This is a type of gun emplacement I normally do, also with Gatling guns and not with missile turrets. So again, this seems to be a bug. I tried to play with the asteroids, the meteorites on, and this didn't work out. I'm playing for over a year now, so I started this world when there was no infinite world, when there were still asteroids, still only a couple of asteroids, and I started out with some of them, but also in the cleanup work I deleted some of them because they are causing FPS problems, and this game is not really well optimized by now. The guys will do that, I'm absolutely sure. So I have really high hopes for that. So this is the only asteroid, I think this one too, the only asteroids that remained from the, I think, 16 I started with. So let me go and show you the kind of downstairs of the whole station. This is a docking kind of gateway that I still want to build on. I had to leave this station at one point because of the FPS problems and had to go somewhere else. So I dug out this room here. After that, oh, it is opened. Ah, dang. we could have gone down here, but I dug kind of straight down, built this room, and then a bit of this room to have an energy reactor down here somewhere, and I started to dig this hangar bay here. This hangar bay was closed. A few days ago I decided that I want to, by the way, I transferred all my machinery, refineries and the assemblers here, and later when the arc furnaces came, or the blast furnaces, I think they were called arc furnaces a while back, I put them down here too. Now also an oxygen storage. We will come to that in a second. So I dug this out and then encased it in steel blocks, in armor blocks. I wanted to have a closed hangar. That was when the rotating or the rotators came out and there were blast doors added that you could use to close off these hangars. I had that here. They constantly made problems because the collision stuff doesn't work out so well, at least with doors big like this. So you can see there were the attachment points for the rotors and all that stuff, and I try to make it diagonal as possible to not have them bump into the structure here. I made connection points with the conveyors to connect freight ships, or for example the turtle to these points here, so I can fill them up and bring in materials, and I can work kind of I can have my ships inside of this hangar to not damage them while meteorite storms rage. At one point I turned them off because the meteorites, the guns at that point were not really able to defend your base from the meteorites. They constantly hit and destroyed everything. So I had to turn them off. I was sick of it at one point. This is a part I built later. This is just a staircase that leads up into the main base, a way back to the backside of the asteroid. I will show you that in a bit too. So again, this is just a staircase winding up to the top. I want to install an airlock here so that we can go into empty space if we ever are able to close off the base and make it oxygen proof. The rooms are too big. The oxygen is still a bit wonky, and so nothing here is filled with oxygen. That's, by the way, why I'm removing the hangar. See, this is a problem, that I can't go a few minutes without oxygen, without energy. See how fast it drops? Having the jetpack on makes problems, I see. It was a good thing to build a staircase. Okay, let me go and see how much of the how much flying we will still have to do. Yeah, you can see this was the original form. There was basically the same thing on this side. I'm removing that because I will never be able to make this thing airtight. Or if I do it, the oxygen I need for this is just crazy amounts. And so I decided to change for an open hangar construction. I will maybe extend the conveyors and then have, docking points for the ships below the base and maybe behind the asteroid, so that meteorites won't hit. Another thing I still haven't tested yet is if the asteroids, meteorites, I am constantly getting that messed up, still come from the direction of the sun, because now the sun rotates. That's also a change that came later that kind of hit me, because I had a huge solar panel down here that provided the base with solar energy, but now that is gone, because the sun rotates and you have to change for you have to use a different method now. This basically at the moment is still also a workaround. Again, I had to leave this base for a while and had to build somewhere else. We will go there in tomorrow's episode or so. Now I can show you the ring of oxygen production. This is a fairly new project I finished. This is just a way to have kind of a constant amount of oxygen production, so you don't run out of oxygen at least. Ice is a good way and fills up the tanks very, very fast. But if you just want to fill up your suit or something like that, or some bottles, you just need, for example, this. Just an idea I had, so the sun can rotate around that, and this is on fixed on a mast where there's no shadow on it, and so the sun can rotate, and I should get a constant amount of oxygen all the time, although these things are not completely efficient all the time, but that's okay for me. This is, by the way, the hole that leads from the staircase to the backside. No, this is the hole. This is somewhere in the staircase, or I think it is the airlock I want to build in there. Let's go to see some stuff I have in the front. The turtle, that's a project I finished with a friend of mine, Armitage Shanks. He's normally known for Minecraft, but he played some Space Engineers with me, and that's a project he started with T.O. Lone Wolf, an idea for a ship that can grind and weld at the same time. You just have to switch cockpits. Amazing thing. I just kind of updated it with smaller cargo. I updated it with smaller cargo and protection for the bottom side here, because the cargo containers are very fragile and broke all the time. This is a small freighter I have built, or a cargo ship I've built, some cargo containers. I'm using that to clear out a resource collector I have here. It's over there. We will go there in a second. This is a scout ship. I built that in another location. Man, that can't be true. This is a scout ship, definitely, I built. Let me show that to you in a second. We will go a bit over time today. That's okay for a tour. Just a few minutes. This energy thing really gets me at the moment. It is a jump capable ship. I installed the new jump drive, the new Space Engineers jump drive later, but before I used a mod that gave me a jump drive that was back here. It was bigger than this small thing here. It has this weird Star Trek-y like shape. Let me refill again. With the dome cockpit up here, and it has some production capabilities and has a bit of storage and all that stuff, just to be able to fly and discover cargo ships or ships that are parked somewhere in space. That's a feature that came at that time. I I don't have a lot of time frames, but I'm trying to build projects so that, yeah, we can discover stuff, and then, or when a new when a new feature came at that point, I try to always adapt what I have or something like that, and build something new for that. So there were cargo ships introduced, or the derelict ships introduced, and I wanted to go and scout for some, so I built a scout ship. This, for example, was a project that I used for conveyors, docking, and all that stuff. And again, this hangar was mainly built because I could build cool doors with it. I had other ships here. Again, also these were, yeah, removed so that I can have more stable FPS. Oh no, let me go first to the miner. The first miner I built, or the first big miner I built. I hope I don't ram anything here. It's a bit dark here now that the sun rotates. Maybe I can light up the area. Will not be good, but that's okay. I used one of the cargo ships that travel through space. This is a mining carriage. Just removed some stuff on the front, attached some drills, and now I'm using that to get materials. Also here, the turret changed. Dang thing. Cockpit is in the back here. I had to open it because, yeah, oxygen still a problem. There's no way to integrate that in a good way, and so I just opened it up. It got damaged. I rammed it. But it does extreme work here. I should have cleaned that up before. Again, this is the connector. This is for the small cargo ship I have here. And you can, by the way, you can see in the distance, 50 kilometers. There's station 76. That's the place where we go now. And there we will start tomorrow's episode, kind of. I will also take a look at the reactor room, the new one. By the way, this is the end of the staircase I've built. This was a very cool idea one of my viewers had. The asteroid material is not airtight. And so I wanted to see asteroid material, but I couldn't come up with an idea how to do that, because I want to have, at one point, have this airtight and then fill it with oxygen so I can remove my helmet here. One of my viewers came up and said, use glass. Big thing, so now I can see the oxygen material, but it is also airtight. I'm using some mods. Most of them are done by Darth Biomech. That's a modder in the community that makes very, very cool, optical mods. That's the stylish doors and other stuff is the Azimuth industry stuff. I'm using that and some other things. This is the reactor room. Man, this is not possible. The energy room, I'm at the moment I'm using reactors because my big solar panel is gone. In station 76 I can show you a project I've started to replace that, and we will go there now. I think these are just two reactors stacked on top of each other so they can share uranium. Very, very nice. I love it. So this is the garden on the backside. This is also one of Darth Biomech's mods. It's at the moment it is an oxygen farm. He wants to have something like gardens that give out oxygen in pressurized environments. So if there is already oxygen. I hope that works out, because these things look too cool, and at the moment they just work like an oxygen generator. You have to put ice in them and all that stuff, and they need their own air vents. This is just a raised platform here. I had a staircase here, but the problem is that the mod, that the staircase was from just vanished because the game got updated to DirectX 11 in the meantime, and it was a DirectX 9 mod, and it didn't get updated. Very, very cool stuff is this Stargate. We will go through it, and then I'll meet you on the other side on Station 76.